Hello there, my gamer friends. This is the ultimate guide to killing Radovid, Reason of State. There's a lot to the quest, and it will kick your butt trying to learn how to do it. Finally, in my 675th video for my channel, I finally got down and made this. So not only does it show the 7 quests you have to do to kill Radovid, but it explains everything else that falls in together. So when you're done seeing this video, you will know how to complete Reason of State. Okay? So let's get to it. Now, the first quest in Reason of State is a favor for Radovid. But to meet Radovid, you have to go to Novigrad. I do it right off Crow's Perch, hop on road to go north, and I open up the Novigrad map. There you're going to look for Triss. Once you find the whereabouts of her and meet her with the King of Beggars, she's going to tell you about Dijkstra. So from there you find his treasure, and eventually he will give you Roach's location. That sets off the quest, a favor for Radovid. So that's the first quest. Now, as you see here, it's a fairly easy start to Reason of State. All you have to do is go see Radovid with Roach, but that opens up the whole series of quests. So after you see Radovid, it opens up the Redania's Most Wanted quest. That's the second of the 7 quests you do to enable Reason of State. Notice that the second to the bottom, I did not give the crystal to Triss. You can also give it to the Yennefer. I just simply gave it to the guards. It doesn't matter who you give it to. Now you finished a favor for Radovid, found Philippa's hideout, do anything you want with the crystal. Now Redania's Most Wanted quest is over. That's 2 quests you finished, but don't forget that Triss is an important part of Reason of State. You must assist her, you must deal with her, and also you have to save Vess from the Nilfgaardians. Don't forget these 2 or you'll never get the quest to open. I'm going to get into detail about the quest you do with Triss, but right now I want to show you what is so important about Vess. She's in the actual act of killing Radovid, so she's important to be in the story. In order to get that quest to enable, you've got to go save her from them. After you save her from the Nilfgaardians, you'll get an eye for an eye quest. You'll be rewarded that is completed. That is an integral part of Reason of State and how to enable it. Now we'll get on to Triss, and that's a little more complicated. Notice how I'm killing Nilfgaardians around Vess. I ignore the ones you enter and fight with the second you came into the town. Roach kills them all. Don't have to worry about them at all. Okay, let's stop for a second and summarize. Number one thing I want to tell you, the number one thing is that the Reason of State quest is a side quest that comes up in the second half of the game after you rescue Ciri and have the battle at Kaer Morhen. It will never show on your whatever console you're using or computer. Will never show in the first half before you find Ciri and fight the hunt. It only comes up after the hunt. So it's a secondary quest that comes after the hunt. Fucking goddamn. Now, to avoid any confusion when you start to try to open up Reason of State, when you get to Novigrad, Pyres of Novigrad will open up. That shows you how to find Triss with the King of Beggars. That will enable you to go see Dijkstra and start Get Junior. You must do the Get Junior quest to get him to tell you where Roach is. It's a very important part of the game. You have to start it right away. Once you find Roach, everything falls into place. Alright? Now the Vess is taken care of. We need to go on to the Triss quest. This first one is a matter of life and death. It's at the Vengelbud estate where you take her to the ball. It does not matter whether you're a romancer or not. It will not affect Reason of State popping up in the second half of the game. But there's a couple more things you have to do. Finish this quest and then go on to her next quest, which is called Now or Never. Now here is the most important quest that will set up the whole Reason of State. Remember, I'm in the first half of the game. I'm in New Game Plus. That's why I'm wearing my Grandmaster Witcher armor. Now what I want to do with her here is help her get the mages out of town. So I'm going to smuggle her through the tunnels and get her to the ship. Then and there is where you will finish the first half. I will explain further and show you. Alright? We're almost done now. We're finishing up Now or Never, seeing Triss off. With Dijkstra, either way, whether you make her your interest or not, he's going to approach you with different dialogue, but it says the same thing. He's going to give you information that he wants to find Thaler, and he's going to need you to track him because you have superhuman senses. Now, Thaler is the spy that's incremental to Reason of State. What you're going to do, you're going to enable a deadly plot as soon as he's done talking to you. Now or never is done. I'm not worried about brothers in arms. I'm not ready for the fight. And there it is, a deadly plot. You do that next. A deadly plot is the last quest that you get in the first half of the game to set up Reason of State. Once you get this done, it's over. All you have to do is sit back, fight the hunt, then come back into town, and Roach will approach you. Once you found Thaler, it's time to congratulate yourself, because everything is set in place for the first half of the game before the Battle of Kaer Morhen. And in the second half, I guarantee you, Reason of State will appear. Okay, hopefully everybody has that now. And if there are any questions or comments, feel free to comment me underneath this video, and I will address your concerns as fast as I can. I promise that to every subscriber and viewer I have in the gaming world. Alright, and I'll see you guys and girls the next video where we start the second half after the Battle of Kaer Morhen. Keep on gaming.